we can start.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so Nishit, tell me about your experience, how you came into the market. From your profile, I know that you have been a full-time trader and you have been trading markets now for more than a year, I guess, full-time, and before that also. So, let's hear your experience.
Yes, yes, yes. So, see, my experience on the market starts from a very, very young age, right? My father has been a full-time trader for the past 40 years. So, I have watched
Wow.
less of, Cartoon Network in the childhood and more of Money TV and CNBC TV, right? That is what used to go on at home right from 9 to 3, right? So that's where the first interaction with the market started. Post which, around 2010, 2011, I started trading part time, right? Purely system based strategies. So while doing that, I also did job in corporates and startups. For 2 years, I was with Star TV, and post that 6 years, I was with a startup called as Oyo, right? So 8 years of job life, and post which early 2020, I ventured into full time trading, right? Since having family background in trading, it was a good kickstart for me, especially on the aspects of what not to do, right? So, your learning curve of purely what not to do reduces from 3 years to say 1 year or 6 months, right? You don't do bad mistakes like bad position size or not keeping a stop loss or, holding on to a deep loss making trade and stuff like that newcomers might experience. Those things were taken care of primarily because of two reasons. One was coming from a trading family, and second was starting very early at the age of 21, 22, where being a system trader from that age, right? Of course, that time the intention was so the past 10 years before I ventured into full-time trading, the intention was not to make money. It was more about excitement and fun along with the job. But again, it was absolutely rule-based and system-based since then. So last 2 years has been more like building own business or own startup. The approach has been similar to building own business and own startup, and ensuring sustainability, ensuring scalability, ensuring the risks and all of those things. So last 2 years has been the real experience of full-time trading for me, and yes, and it's been a great journey and a very productive one. I wouldn't be wrong to say at this stage that if uh, after being a full-time trader for exact 2 years, I can be fortunate to say that probably I don't need to venture back into job ever again, right? So that's the stage that I have reached. I still wouldn't call it successful or have been achieved what I want, or even matching salary income on a consistent basis. But yes, at least reached a stage where I know that I won't need to, if God permits it, I won't need to go back to job again. Tell me about
Yeah.
you,
So
Vaibhav.
it might be.
So,
Yeah, yeah. So let me ask some couple of follow-up
yeah,
questions
yeah,
with you,
yeah,
and then I'll tell about myself. So Nishit, you mentioned that you have been doing full-time trading now from the 2 years,
yeah.
from past 2 years, and you are mentioning that you don't want to go back, and you'll be like the results which you have got in the last couple of years are more or less that you will not be going back to the job, right?
Yes,
So
yes,
it's like ultimately it boils down on various factors. Now maybe you have got a success for a couple of years in a row,
yeah.
so your confidence is high. But what if you face a drawdown, or maybe you don't make money for another couple of years? Then how you will progress, because you have only the income from trading itself, right? And
Yes,
you
yes.
don't have any other income source. So how are you managing, like what are your thoughts about it? Like if you don't make money, for another couple of years, because ultimately we have to pay our bills, we have to feed our family, and there are a lot of other stuffs that we
Yeah.
need to do.
Yeah. So let me break down this question into multiple parts. So 3 years worth of money to pay my bills, right? I had set a very short target for
Mm-hmm.
myself of reaching somewhere close to 50% of my salary income in 1.5 years' time, right? That too on a consistent basis. That is a very short
Okay.
timeline. Probably may not work for everyone. Probably I got lucky, right? But that was a short timeline that I kept for myself, where I need to cross 50% of my salary income in 1.5 years of time, right? And that
Mm-hmm.
happened, so I probably got lucky in that aspect, right? That is the first part of the question, where the paying of bills get answered. Now there's 1 year, it is absolutely okay, but it becomes even more important that you don't lose money, right, in that period. So the way I sort of managed or balanced between paying the bills and having a trading capital is, I started very small, right? I started with 10% of my, less than probably 10 to 15% of my total worth, right, with trading. And I went on increasing every month by another. I used to keep a target that, say, for example, if I make 3% in this month, only then I will deploy one more tranche of capital. Otherwise, I will not deploy. So there has been phases where I have deployed a tranche every 2 3 months. There has been phases where I have not deployed for 2 3 months, right? So that is how sort of I balanced between paying my bills, because see, if you only keep trading with a small capital and pay all your bills on the other side, you won't be left. There has to be a balance which needs to be created. Even like trading in this also, I tried to place a very objective system, where I said that I would allocate a certain tranche of capital every month, provided XYZ results are achieved. Say, for example, in a very simplistic manner, if I achieve 3% in a particular month, the system gets one more tranche of capital, right? So
Okay.
that is how I kept on balancing it, right? And it has worked well for me, fortunately, because I was extremely prudent on my drawdown, right? So coming to the next question of the drawdown, right? So any
Mm-hmm.
strategy that I trade, I try to keep the drawdown on the back-tested results close to 5%, right? Uh,
Okay.
in reality, I am happy to take it to 10%, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
backtesting results, market structure may always change, right? And there would be a different kind of market, right? 920 did not work in the second half of 2021, right? So it was a structural change in the market. Now we have to adopt to that structural change, and that structural change may result in some results varying versus the backtest.
Mm-hmm. Hello. Hello. Just
Yeah,
a minute.
audible now?
Let me make one more. Yeah, just Sheetal ma'am is here, so I'm making her a speaker. Maybe
Yeah,
if I don't, because I'm not sure if it's the issue is at my end or your end. So
yeah, yeah.
someone else can confirm in case the issue is at my end.
Yes, yes, yes. At least someone can confirm whether I was audible or not.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Nishit. So yeah, I
Right?
think we can
So,
continue. Yeah.
yeah. So, I on the back testing part, I keep my drawdown at 5%. Reality, I'm happy to, even if it goes up to 10%, right? So psychologically, that drawdown should not impact me, right? A very, very big trader on
Hmm.
Twitter once told me that, the best traders in the world, or the biggest traders in the world, experience a drawdown up to 20 to 30%. Okay. I'm at this point
Okay.
of my trading journey, or at this point of my stage of capital, or my stage of career. I am not at all comfortable with that. Comfortable with 10%, but that is a reality. I need to
Hmm.
accept that if backtest is showing 5%, reality may go up to 10%. So surviving the lot of phases becomes
Yeah,
easier,
yeah, yeah.
right? my max drawdown in this
I
financial year
think I
has
think
been
5% is very. Yeah, I think 5% is very conservative. I'm not sure, like, there are many other traders, and even I am also trading. So I believe that if you are approaching the markets with a maximum drawdown of 5%, and even if you are willing to take it to the 10%, then your expectations from the market should also be, around 25 to 30% CAGR, and not more than that. But you may see that people expect more, nearly to 50%, and some even expect 100%. So with 5% max drawdown, I believe it's not. I'm not sure, but I believe it's very impossible to achieve 50% returns from the market, unless it's like a special year or maybe a bull run, which happened in the last year.
this correct. My average return per month in this year has also been 3.5%, and my 3.5 to 4%, you can say, and my max drawdown in this financial has also been 3.5%. So the math that I do or I try to keep is whatever is your max drawdown, right? That should be equivalent to
Hmm.
roughly 1 to 1.5% of your monthly returns, right? 1 to 1.5 times of your monthly returns. That has to be your drawdown. You can't be making 2 to 3% per month and experiencing a drawdown of 10% per month. That will be a very
Right, right.
difficult scenario, right? Some of the big traders that we
Yeah, yeah.
see, they experience a drawdown of
Hmm.
16%, 20% on Twitter, right? But they also
Yeah, yeah.
double their capital every 6 months, right?
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
so that's the math that broadly I'm comfortable with. I'm ready to take a max drawdown, which is roughly equal to 1 to 1.5 months of my returns, right? So that is how I
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to handle the drawdown. And now coming to the last question, right? Of
Hmm.
what if the strategy stop working or there is no income generation for the next 2 years. In one of the YouTube interviews that I saw, right, till the time Thursday options are going to expire, right? The sellers are going to make money. There could be phase. A phase could be a 1 month phase, 2 month phase, worst case 3 month phase, right? But it is till the time options are going to expire every Thursday. It's very difficult not to make money for 1 year or 2 year until unless you are doing something drastically wrong, right? uh,
Yeah, yeah.
even if you trade only on Thursdays, right, and don't trade on any other days, and without taking leverage, it is very much
Hmm.
possible to make net, including loss days, on a net basis 1.5 to 2% every month, trading only on Thursdays, right? So that's where the differentiation between seasoned option writer and your non-seasoned option writer categorically happens, right? So what I'm trying to say is that that statement could be, too extreme to say that there is no money made across 2 to 3 years, right? Especially for option writers. For a trend follower, that could be possible, but for an
Hmm.
option writer, when Thursdays your options are going to go to zero, it is very difficult to say that for 2 to 3 years you're not going to make money, right? According to me, and what my father also taught me, is where it is very difficult. So the only differentiation between a seasoned option writer and a non-seasoned option writer is that a seasoned option writer knows how to trade, right? Even if you trade only on Thursdays intraday as an option writer, and if you master that one skill, you can still make around between 1 to 2% every month without taking leverage and without taking extreme risks, just by trading 52 Thursdays, right? So that is what
So,
it is, on the table for me at the month end, right? The other days account for zero in total, right? And that is extremely important for a seasoned
mhm.
operator to know how to trade the Thursdays.
So basically, you are doing only option selling and mostly intraday, right?
Yes, I trade
Only the
only
option
intraday.
selling with.
Only yes.
So you are trading only indexes, option selling intraday.
Only index and only intraday. Yes.
Mm. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah.
But I hope
So
my
yeah,
answer
this is
was
the.
this thing. You got the answer
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
looking at.
yes, yes. So yeah, this is the trend that I have observed. Even like most of the traders who are full time, bearing few, that mostly people are doing the
And
intraday option selling. Uh, so the purpose is that they get their bread and butter, on monthly basis, which I think is, somehow justified, because it's like making money on option selling seems, easier for all who trade all like option selling. But what I have observed, that most of the people are doing, random option selling. Even they are running some straddle without knowing. So what suggestion you would like to give to the people, to the new buys, if someone is doing option selling
Preetal,
and selling straddles?
Yeah. So see, I am also a 920 straddle seller. Okay. So I am
Mhm.
nowhere against the 920 straddle selling, right? But like I said, what actually differentiates from a seasoned option writer or a full-time trader to someone who is not seasoned, or who is just, have learned some strategy on webinar and wants to just deploy it from the next day, right? The only difference is, if you look at the data, right? If you look at
Mhm.
what Kiru Bakaran posted, right,
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
920 yielded 75% result in 2021, right? 75% ROI. But in the second half of 2021, 920 yielded only 10% ROI. There's something that has structurally changed, right? Now, what differentiates between a seasoned option seller versus a non-seasoned option seller is purely this fact that how do you adopt and retain your month-on-month returns, right? When there is some structural change happening in the market. So that is what is important. So my advice to people, who jump into option selling, yes, option selling is a slightly better probability game. Yes, it is, it could be converted into a full-time business. Yes, 920 straddles do have some kind of profitable setups, but you need to be detailed enough, data oriented enough, and focused enough to understand the structural change and to keep improving on what you started. It is okay to start a 920 plain vanilla strategy, but how do you sort of improve on that month on month based on the structural change of the market? That is
Mhm.
extremely important, right? So that is my
Yeah.
advice, right? Don't just run for strategies, hunt for strategies, and deploy strategies, and then jump and hop strategies, right? Pick up one
Mhm.
thing that suits your personality. For me, 920 absolutely suits me for non-expiry days, and then keep on going into utmost depth of what is happening in the strategy, and how do you sort of put your own flavor to it to keep enhancing the returns, to keep lowering the risk, and to ensure that you take care of all kind of market scenarios, and also adapt to the structural change that is happening in the market.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Got your point. Yeah. Okay. So now, coming on to myself, I started my journey. Maybe Nishid, you can ask me questions. Meanwhile, I'm telling about myself, so you can interrupt me anytime and ask. So I started my journey of trading in 2017,
Yeah.
and before that, I started investing. So I am graduate as an engineer. I passed out in 2009, and then I started investing some of my money from 2011. So first time I invested, got to know about the trading thing. My father used to trade, and I was aware of trading, and
Yeah.
I got to know from couple of my friends as well. So then I jump like while investing. So I invested in some bad companies like JP Associate. That was my first company where I invested, and then I started trading. My first trade, I remember, it was in 2011, and I bought intraday Z. I bought intraday Z, and I bought on the recommendation of Economic Times. So if you guys are aware of, if you even if you don't aware, so in Economic Times there are four calls daily given in the newspaper,
Yeah.
by the experts, where they give some call of buying with stop loss and target, and I bought Z, and it didn't went into like it didn't went in my direction, and I hold it like I was trading in Sher Khan, so they used to give 5x exposure for investing as well. I converted that into carry forward position, and till now, till date, it's 2022. I am holding Z just because it keeps me reminding that this is the mistake you have done, that you become a long term investor on a trade, and this is the mistake you don't have to do in future. So that was my first trade I did, and that was my first and the last trade at that time in 2012, and I became the long term investor. Then in
Yeah.
2017, I came back into the trading. I was doing some, SIPs in stocks and mutual fund, but SIP was a, very less amount in the beginning because I was afraid of, mutual fund and all those stuff. I used to park my money in bank account, or like I was a, mm, believe in spending most of the money. So I used to, I bought an SUV, and I bought home and all those stuff. So I was not investing much. Then in 2017, I got serious. My father lost around 15 lakh in a day when the Brexit verdict came, and
Mm-hmm.
that intrigued me that if someone is losing 15 lakh in a day, then there must
Mm.
be someone else who made this much big amount.
Yeah.
Then I jumped into the market again, thinking about like now it's time I should also start trading. So I start reading Zerodha City. So there is a guy, Karthik Rangapan, who wrote brilliant stuff on Zerodha
Yes.
City, which is available for free. And I start reading it every time, for the whole day. Like even if I got a break of 15 minutes or 20 minutes in office, instead of scrolling on Facebook or doing those stuff, I used to read a chapter from Zerodha City.
Mm-hmm.
And till now also I revisit those stuff, and I really loved it. So that from that I came back again into the trading, and I started with again the stocks, most of like positional stocks, but I was not sure what to trade and what not to trade. So I
Yeah.
started again from I have a brokerage, like I have account of in Sher Khan. So in Sher Khan also they used to give daily calls. I started trading on those calls, and I was losing money again and again. So it was started in 2017, and I was then I lost money. Then I going back to the Zero Diversity, I started scanning charts. So all of the journey was, most of the journey was discretionary in the beginning, and I was
Yeah. This was by which year?
in the 2018. So in 2018, uh,
Okay.
I even so if you say, I used to even take calls, like I used to trade by seeing the calls on TV. There was a game, 2020, where they used to tell stocks top 20 batsmen and bowlers at 7:30 a.m. in the morning on CNBC and ZTV. I used to trade with those calls also, and I lost money. So I was
Yeah.
continuously losing money. But one thing which was, my strength was that I was good in cutting losers right from the beginning. So I even so one thing I was strictly following, that if they are giving any call, I will be putting a stop loss, and I used to put a stop loss. So then in 2018, I realized, man, it's not gonna work if I keep on, hopping from here and there and looking for the tips. Then this thing won't work. I need to, put my ass on work and study hard. Then I started, like I was reading Zerodha Versity, then I started scanning charts. So in discretionary, I started option buying. I started from option buying after scanning charts, and mostly the market was not in a bull mode in 2018 and 19, and I was kind of a perma bear. So I used to buy the puts, thinking that one day the market will crash and I will become rich. So I was, buying the puts of PC Jewelers and the stocks which were already, uh, what trading around their 52-week lows or all-time lows. So I used to
Yeah.
buy OTM puts of PC Jewelers, then the Reliance Capital, Jet Airways, those kind of stocks, and I made some good money also. But eventually, I used to give back because I was not aware of any deltas or option Greeks. My just simple strategy was to buy the OTM puts and hold them till expiry. So if
Mm-hmm.
it works in my direction, I'll make huge money. If it doesn't work in my direction, I'll eventually give back all. So again, then I realized, man, this is not like easy job, and the way people are making money on TV, and so I thought, man, why if they are making money, why can't I make money? And it's really tough. Then I started reading some books, especially related to the psychology, because my psychology was getting affected. I was losing. I made, for example, 1 lakh in a month. I was losing 1 lakh on the another month, and it my psychology was getting affected because in terms of a dollar value, because I was comparing each and everything with my salary. Yeah, if I wouldn't have lost this 1 lakh, I could have bought nice laptop for myself or maybe a new iPhone, those kind of stuff. Then I realized, man, I have to put work hard, and then I started doing some analysis, and I moved most of my trading to the cash because I was not getting any help, and I was not aware of Twitter also, that there is a big community of traders on Twitter. I was lonely in my journey. Nobody was there who trades along with me in my office. I was alone, so there was no help to me, and I didn't know at that time that there are so many traders who exist, full-time traders as well. And in I'm from an engineering background, so there was no one trading in the market. Mostly, all people were doing SIPs, monthly SIPs in mutual funds. Then I decided it's like options, and these things are not gonna work until unless I got some guidance. Then I started trading in the cash, and in cash. So earlier my capital was 2 lakh when I started trading. I just so then I realized that this 2 lakh is not gonna work. I can't make money with these 2 lakhs. If I want to make big money, then this 2 lakh will not work. So I brought in money. I kept on saving every month. I kept on saving aggressively, 80 to 90% of my salary. I brought around 20 lakhs in the market, and then I started trading in the cash segment. So my strategy was simple, that I'll be buying the stocks which are low float stocks whose market cap is less, and I'll be riding them, and I'll be buying the stocks which are about to break out. So that gave me some cushion, because the leverage was zero and my capital was decent enough that even if I don't make money, my target was not to blow money. So it was around 2019, but still I was losing money. I didn't make any money in that. In 2018, if I see my performance, it was minus 6%, and in 2019 it was minus 22%. So I lost 22% money in 2019 out of those 20 lakhs. I was doing option buying, some random stuff as well, but even in the stocks I was not making any money. But the only thing was that I was very pretty good in cutting my losses. So till date today, I haven't lost more than 2% of my capital on any trade. So that was 2019. Then in 2019, I got Adani. I bought Adani Green, and it went up. A massive run. I bought it at 80 rupees, and it went three till 300 or 400. I sold at 300 or 400. So that gave me a good, my most of the losses that I have done in 2018 and 19 was covered by a single uh, like uh, uh, good recovery came. Then I became bit confident in 2019 end. that I can make money in cash. And then comes the COVID crash of 2020 Feb. So I remember it was 28 February 2020. I was holding 6 to 7 stocks, and most were having a decent. I was having a decent run, and most of them were in profits. But all stop losses, trailing stop loss, got hit on the single day itself, and I shorted Nifty. So that was a discretionary trade at that time. I shorted Nifty when my all stop losses got hit. I thought that some market structure is changing, and it's better that I take some short position. And I bought couple of puts of Z, and then the market start going down, and it was from there around. I didn't remember exactly what was Nifty at that time, but I made around 1,000 points, and I exited in fear. So I exited my Z put, I exited Nifty futures, and it was all fear that भाई इतना पैसा बना लिया, और कितना मिलेगा इसमें. And market, when I exit, market was going down, and it kept going down, and I was just seeing like it is going down. Then with the volatility being shoot up, so I was mostly option buyer. I was not aware of the deltas and Greeks, but one thing I was sure was observing that now the option pricing, so the premiums for they were very high. So I used to do trade in option buying, and I was now afraid that yaar itna महंगा option premium now, how I will trade. So I changed my strategy. I started trading intraday only in 2020, and it was work from home at that time. So just to clarify, I'm still a part-time trader. I'm an engineer, and I'm not a full-time trader, and I'm not intending to become full-time trader even in the near future as of now. So I was at that time. Then I started, trading into.
Vaibhav, for me, you are a full-time trader. You are into part-time job actually. Your first profession is trading.
Okay. So I started intraday, and intraday I started trading currencies, UFD INR, and trading Nifty options only. Despite the huge premiums, I was still buying the options without knowing like whether I will make money or lose money. But I was making money. I don't know why I was making money, but direction was giving me. So direction was my edge. So markets, if they are intraday moves were very big, up and down. So I used to buy in the morning and on the breakout, and used to keep holding till my trailing stop loss get hits. So then I made money in intraday, even in when the direction was up or down, and I traded some stocks as well, plus currencies. So I made a decent amount of money in March and April. It was more than my salary at that time for both the months, and that gave me a confidence that yeah man, I can be a full-time trader as well in the future, but I will not take that step, and I can trade now. So then one thing that struck me, that actually happened, that in March and April, due to lockdown, work was very less, and it was whole kind of a discretionary stuff where I was doing intraday trading, and I was really getting burned out. Despite making money, I was getting tired mentally. कि यार then I talked to my wife, and she told me that you need to discuss with one of my friend as well, that yeah, I am making money more than my salary. I made money for couple of months, but I'm still not happy, and I'm getting exhausted. So like, if I'm getting exhausted, then what's the purpose of becoming full-time trader and to trade the market? From there, I decided not to do intraday trading, especially discretionary part. Then I came to know the stuff about system trading. I was not aware of anything. System trading was a new word to me, that there is some kind of a stuff like system trading as well. And even the option selling, I have never tried option selling till 2000, till that time. Even till because I used to trade only futures and option buying, because uh, in Zerodha Varsity, when I read, it was clearly written that it is unlimited loss you can happen. So that fear was there in myself, that bhai option selling nahi karna. I can lose my whole money in option selling. So I was, more like into the stuff of less leverage and option buying. Then when the system trading word came to me from one, then I tried searching on internet what it is. Then I got to know a lot of stuff about system trading. Then I attended one webinar. Uh, so that was an eye opener for me that there is a stuff like system trading where we can formulate our own rules, back test, and then with those with that workshop, so I got to know about leverage, risk management, money management, and risk management was pretty good at my side because I was never losing more than 1%. But in terms of money management, I was a bit clueless because it was always there in the mind that if I lose my money, I have a backup, I have a job, and I can bring more money onto the table. So that thought was always there. And then so that workshop gave me clarity. Nobody, you really need to take it as a serious profession, and you have to take less leverage and all those stuffs. So that was an eye opener, even if it didn't help in. You can learn all those stuff on internet as well, on free, but I, being a lazy person, I didn't try. And I thought, yeah, it's better to pay 10 or 20,000 rather than putting effort and searching on internet, YouTube, or reading books. I was reading books of trading mostly related to psychology. I read Market Wizards, all Market Wizards. I read Jesse Livermore. Then I read another couple of books, Martin Schwartz. So I was reading books, but I was not reading, these system trading kind of stuff, and I was not aware at all. So after that, I bought data. I bought data from GDFL and True Data for Nifty, and I bought USD INR data as well from someone, but that data was corrupted. So then I bought, like, earlier I was not sure about this data buying. So there was one guy in that workshop. He sold me USD INR data at cheap price, at 50% discount, and I bought it. And later on, I realized that the data is corrupted and it's not useful, and that person was not responding. So this is one my tip to all of you: don't buy data from anyone, even if they are
You
giving you.
buy stocks or data, anything you buy cheap is not going to yield you great results.
Yeah, yeah. So then I bought data from, I asked some guys on Twitter, and they told that best is to buy data from Global Data Feed or True Data. Then I and one of my friend, we bought data from GDFL. We started back testing manually, bar by bar, and then we also coded Python. So being into the software background, I was not a good coder, but I tried, and my wife is the good coder. So we both built algo together. So then I have started, like, I already deployed those algos now. Some of are still I am working on, but then those system trading, it gave a new, new view to me. And then I asked few persons on Twitter or somewhere else, because what I've observed, that if someone is doing a system trading like you are doing, Nishit, system trading, you don't do discretionary, right? And there are many successful discretionary traders who don't do system trading. And there is always, people are just मतलब बहस होती रहती है, debates are always there कि system trading पैसा बनाती है discretionary. Then I decided, man, I'll do both. It doesn't matter if I am doing a system trading on index. I can still do the discretionary trading with cash stocks, because I know my strength, that I can ride winners. And I continuously, like, I was doing simultaneously discretionary trading as well. And if you guys know, like, I have 4 different accounts where I am doing discretionary in couple and system in couple of accounts to segregate things. So I, do both of the trading, and discretionary is also making good money for me for equity. So I had a great run in couple of stocks. For example, there is one stock where I made a return of 2000%. So that's why I didn't quit discretionary, because it can also make money. And I asked some people on Twitter, they said, yeah, it's better to focus only on one, yeah, rather than system or discretionary. And you cannot be a man and woman together. But I decided to be a man as well as a woman by doing both discretionary and system stuff, and that's how things are still going. And I'm learning day by day, not only from the Twitter but from the YouTube videos, by interacting, by networking with many like-minded people over Twitter. And yeah, I'm doing, like, I'm trading now in indexes as well as cash. Option selling I've started doing from last year only. Before that I was doing only option buying and futures. So I'm doing option selling as well, option buying as well, discretionary. If you say discretionary, yeah. If you say system, yeah. I tried short wall, long wall as well for the stocks, but I don't have enough time, being part time. So I quit that. So discretionary stuff is mostly related to cash or option buying, and then system related is mostly to the indexes. So that's my whole story in a nutshell. Maybe I'm not a good, public speaker, and first time I'm speaking with so many guys here. So I'm not sure if it was good or bad, but yeah. Nishit, you can ask if you have any question, or maybe we can ask others if they want to ask anything to me or you.
So, we'll come to the questions, but before that, I would like to highlight a couple of points from your journey for the audience, right? Is extremely important, right? That from a very early stage in your trading journey, you were focused enough on one, building your capital, and you saved 80% to 90% of your salary just to build your trading capital, right? I think this is very important. When I said that you are already a full time trader, right? It is more about the DNA than what you're actually doing, right? You had that DNA from a very very early stage where you said that, yeah, I don't want to spend money on life, on luxuries. I want to become a full time trader and I'll do whatever it takes. I want to become a trader and I'll do whatever it takes to achieve that goal and to build that capital, right? So that is extremely important for people who aspire to be traders, who aspire to be full-time traders, right? You need this kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
a commitment where this is the only goal, right? Okay, this is the only goal that I want to run towards, and I will do whatever it takes to achieve this goal. I think this was a very extremely good point, uh, to take from your trading journey. Second point I would say is, irrespective of whether you are a cash trader, option buyer, option seller, irrespective of whether you are at a 50% drawdown, 20% drawdown, or any stage of your trading journey or any phase of your trading journey, you never lost more than 2% on a trade, right? This
Yeah.
is also an extremely rare quality that we find amongst traders, that a person may give up on their risk management in two scenarios. One is either they are making extreme profits in the middle of a huge bull run and they are only long equity, etc. That is the time when they will give away on the risk management side, or whether someone is already in a 30-40% drawdown. That is where gambler generally goes all in and says that, यार और कितना डूबेगा, मतलब अभी इतना डूबा है तो और ही सही, right? So that these were the two stages of your life which you encountered, and still you did not leave the risk management part, which is a 2% part, right? These things are a part of a DNA. These things can't be taught in a webinar. These things are more, it comes more with practice, it comes more with experience, and more important than anything, it comes with a lots of focus, right? That what
Yeah.
is the goal, the end goal that you are trying to achieve. If the end goal that you are trying to achieve is to become a trader, to become a full-time trader, or to make it big there, you cannot afford to be complacent on the risk side, or on any other factors, right? So I think these were two very good points. As far as further questions are concerned, right, I would like to ask you one question, that how do you define yourself? Are you a directional trader or a non-directional trader? If you are doing both, then
Mhm.
how do you split your capital between directional and non-directional?
So if you see, most of my capital is into that directional trend following. Around 70% of the capital I have put into the directional, be it option buying or cash or futures, and rest
So you don't do
30%
option selling with directional, is it?
option selling I'm doing directional as well. But
Okay.
non-directional I recently started, and it is just for the diversification, and to reduce the drawdowns. And because I am more from the psychologically, I am more a trend follower kind of person, who believe in trading the breakouts mostly. So if that's my psychology, if for example, if I have to buy something now, if I have to buy a TV, I will buy that immediately. I will not look for a discount, that once the discount will come and then I will buy. So I'm not looking for any pullback. I'm looking for a breakout. So if there is
Yeah.
a breakout, I will buy it. So that's my
Yeah.
psychology right from the beginning. And trend following I feel is my strength, because I can ride my winners and I can cut my loser short. So in option selling, it's an entirely different mindset. And I to be honest, I feel it bit uncomfortable trading option selling, but I am doing it just to reduce the drawdowns and to diversify with increase in my capital. So now my capital has increased, so that's why I'm doing some putting 30% into the option selling, where I'm doing the non-directional stuff.
Okay. 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 Great.
So I got a
So
couple of messages on, that voice is disconnecting in space again and again, and I have joined 10 times. And people are tweeting that this we are not able to hear. So I'm not sure. Maybe there are a couple of more speaker. Nishid, are you able to hear like what I told my journey? So were you able to hear?
yes, 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 100% it. Everything was audible.
There is one more speaker, RKS and G Sharma ji. Were you able to hear what we were talking about?
Yes, yes, sir.
Spandan has been here right from the beginning, Spandan.
Hello.
Yeah,
I am audible to you?
yeah, you
Yes,
are
yes.
audible.
Yeah, sir. Sir, I am new to the market from past, 6 months. I am in a trading, and I started with the stock. I didn't get success over there. Then I choose to the option buy. आई तो वहाँ पे भी सर मुझे बहुत अच्छी सक्सेस कुछ मिली नहीं करंटली सर मैं मंथली एक्सपायरी करता हूँ वहाँ पे सर मुझे प्रॉफिट मिल जाते हैं लगभग लगभग हफ्ते के 2% 3% मिल जाते हैं सर बेसिकली मैं जानना चाहता हूँ फिर इसमें मेरा मैक्सिमम रिस्क क्या है जैसे कि मैं जनरली क्या करता हूँ पुट साइड में बैंक निफ्टी करता हूँ पुट साइड में मैं 1500 से ज्यादा दूर रहता हूँ और कॉल साइड में मैं 2000 से ज्यादा दूर रह करके ये करता हूँ तो सर वहां पे सर ये जो मैं ऑप्शन सेल कर रहा हूँ सर इसमें सर मेरा मैक्सिमम रिस्क क्या है कभी ऐसा हो सकता है कि मैं बहुत ज्यादा ड्रा डाउन फेस करूं या बहुत ज्यादा लॉस हो मुझे
शर्मा जी, सो माय मतलब मैं आपसे ये जानना चाहूंगा, आप जो कर रहे हैं यू आर डूइंग इट पोजिशनली, राइट?
हाँ सर बेसिकली सर मैं आपको अगर अगर एक थोड़ा सा अगर टाइम लूँ सर बेसिकली सर मैं क्या हुआ कि स्टॉक में मैं जब मुझे लॉस हुआ तो मैंने अपना सारा पैसा सर ईटीएफ में डाल करके उसका कोलेट्रल लिया है सर
ठीक है,
ठीक है मेरे पास सर कोलेट्रल के पूरे सिर्फ 4 लाख रुपए हैं सर उसमें
है।
मैं दो यूनिट में सर कॉल का 2 यूनिट पुट का बेच देता हूँ मंथली एक्सपायरी
ठीक है, ठीक है। तो
ठीक
मतलब
है सर
आपके पास 4 लाख आपका ईटीएफ में है, उस कोलेटरल पर आप बेसिकली आप क्या कहते हैं,
चार
ऑप्शन सेलिंग कर रहे हैं
जी
मंथली
सर
एक्सपायरी की,
जी
और
सर
आप स्ट्रेंगल बेच रहे हैं एक तरीके से, राइट?
जी 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 सर
तो 4 लाख में आप 2 लॉट बेच पा रहे होंगे मैक्सिमम, है
हाँ
ना?
हाँ सर दो ही में बेच
तो
पा रहा हूँ
मेरे
सर
हिसाब से तो यार आपको 2 भी नहीं बेचने चाहिए। सो एक ही बेचना चाहिए 4 लाख पे मेरे हिसाब से, इफ अगर मैं आपको बताऊं। दूसरी बात मैं ये जानना चाहूंगा कि जो आपके 4 लाख हैं ये ईटीएफ में,
हाँ
ये आपकी मतलब नेटवर्थ की परसेंटेज, या अगर आपकी, ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आपकी सारी नेटवर्थ यही है?
सर बेसिकली सर मैं जॉब करता हूँ जिसकी वजह से मैं पहले से मैं एटीएम स्टेटल बेचता था लेकिन सर मैं स्क्रीन के सामने पूरे टाइम रह नहीं पाता था तो जिसकी वजह से मुझे
ठीक है, ओके,
तो
समझ
वहां
गया
पे मैं
मैं।
निकल गया इसके
चलो
टाइम
ठीक है,
कम होने
तो मान लेते हैं कि आपके पास मंथली इनकम है, आपके पास सोर्स ऑफ इनकम है, अब आपके पास ये
जी
4 लाख है। तो पहला तो मेरा यही सजेशन होगा दैट यू शुड डू ओनली 1 लॉट ऑन दिस 4 लाख। And if coming on to the risk management part, if you are selling इतनी दूर की बेच रहे हो तो one black swan event can impact you. तो अगर आप historical data अगर आप लेंगे, and if you do the historical data and back test it, so there have been instances in the past during the dot-com bubble or during 2008 when the market gap down or gap up by 8 or 10%. So see if that happens, so then like will that impact you? तो ये आपको देखना होगा. अगर आपकी कैपिटल मान लो 10% अगर मार्केट क्रैश कर जाती है तो आपकी एक साइड पे तो सारा पैसा चला ही जाएगा, राइट? और IVs will spike at that time and you have to exit. अगर मान लो मार्केट क्रैश होगी तो आपको पुट एग्जिट करनी पड़ेगी जो वट एवर प्राइस होगी. तो उस पर क्या इम्पैक्ट आएगा वो आपको देखना होगा. सो रिस्क मैनेजमेंट यू हैव टू पुट इन अ प्लेस एंड आपको कैपिटल एलोकेशन उसके हिसाब से करनी चाहिए. सेकंड पॉइंट मेरा यही होगा कि अगर रिस्क तो यही है कि कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकता है, सो बैक टेस्ट करिए डेटा. इफ यू आर डूइंग इनटू द ऑप्शन सेलिंग स्टफ, don't मतलब I won't suggest to do just option selling by selling 1,000 points away. It's more it's better if you read about Greeks and make it a delta neutral kind of stuff. And it's not that कि आपने हजार पॉइंट अभी बेच दी है तो डेल्टा न्यूट्रल है नहीं है. तो अगर आप ये चीजें अभी नहीं जानते हैं या आपको नहीं पता है ना आपने बैक टेस्ट नहीं करा, तो if I would have been in your place, I will not be doing it.
Okay, sir. तो सर बेसिकली सर कोई अगर बुक जैसा सर मैं बता रहा हूँ, मैं बहुत इनिशियल फेज में हूँ. कोई बुक सर जो आप बताना चाहे कि इन सब के बारे में जो हो जिसको मैं पढ़ सकूं.
यार ऑप्शन सेलिंग का तो मुझे ऐसा बुक नहीं पता, बट इफ यू वांट टू लर्न अबाउट ऑप्शंस you can start with Zerodha Varsity and then you can move on to the book by Sheldon Nettenberg. So that is a very good book. Like so most of the friends who have been doing option selling and they have read this Sheldon Nettenberg, and then once you finish that, then you can move to Yuan Sinclair. So this could be your journey.
Can you repeat the name?
Sheldon Nettenberg. Options Pricing and Volatility is the name of the book, I think.
Okay, sir.
So that can really help you in gaining the knowledge of options.
Okay. तो सर राइट नाउ मैं क्या इसको विड्रॉ कर लूं, ये सब बंद कर दूं?
You see, it depends eventually on you. Like even if you want to continue it, I would suggest to continue only one lot on 4 lakh capital. Don't sell 2 lots.
Okay, sir.
Even if you want, but keep in mind that any crash in the market, any big gap up, gap down can wipe out your 25 to 30% of capital. So if it's okay with you, then go ahead, please.
Okay, sir. Okay.
We can take the next question.
Hi, this is Ranjit, if I'm audible.
Yeah, RKS. Yeah.
Okay, so I heard you saying you bought data initially, correct? Yeah. So don't you think downloading Bhawcopy data is enough? Because see, I'm also from IT background and I'm invested into market through mutual fund route and through small cases. Okay. But now I want to develop. I'm interested in developing a system of my own, which can generate signal for me. So okay. I have built a database of Bhawcopy data. So do you think it is enough?
So I'm not sure because I think in the Bhawcopy data, if we talk about index, so like you get the day prices, right? You don't get a tick by tick data.
Yeah, I'm interested in end of day data.
So if you are interested, if your system is based on the end of data, then it's completely okay. But I bought a tick by tick data. And okay. If someone, because I trade on a smaller time frame, so data that was not useful for me. But if you want to build a system on a day by day data, you can definitely do it. But let me give a caution to you that if you build a trend following system on a day by day data of the past by back testing past 10 years, you won't be getting a lot of trades. if you
Yeah,
do a trend
yeah.
following. So until and unless you don't have a data of 1,000 trades or 10-year 1,000 trades, then uh, like I won't run any system if I have a backtest data of less than 1,000 trades.
Correct. So one thing that I saw, this Bhav copy doesn't like account for a split corporate actions. Correct.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, that's the issue
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So that's why, if you buy tick by tick data of indexes, so this issue won't come. And I just bought only data for Nifty, and for UFD and I told that that data was worthless, and I'm not using it. So I'm trading only on the Nifty. Even I don't have any Bank Nifty data, so that's why I'm not trading any Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty, I'm doing only option selling, and that is by that you can backtest on StockMark or AlgoTest. So there are several websites for that. But
Okay, that's
for
it. Thanks. Vaibhav.
okay, yeah. Uh, the wealth, uh, the wealth creator.
Hi. I'm Faham here. So I just want
Hi,
to know a
Farm.
basic thing about me. So I just started basically trading in the market 6 months back. And to just give a brief thing, I kind of started with 50K capital. And within like 2 to 3 months, I kind of generated 2 to 3 lakhs of money. But then eventually on the budget day, I lost all my capital, like 100% in the whole trades. And then I started back and studying, and then after that I actually started to study, and then I come about you. So I wanted to know things. I actually understand things about like specific strategies, triangle strategies, as well as algo tradings that can eventually help you minimize your risk or specific loss that you can get. So can you say something more about explain like how the strategies work in option buying as well as the algo trading thing, like how can we benefit it in like exactly position where we can buy or sell things?
See, I'm like I'm not an expert for strangle or maybe straddles. So Nishit can answer for that part. I would say that if you had 3 lakh and you made 3 lakh, so it was 6 lakh and you blew in a single day. So it's not about the strategy. It was your risk management that was at flaw in the first place, that you lost all the money in a single day. So I don't know how you lost all the money. Maybe your stops were not in the place, or so make sure that you put a stop loss before trading. And for strategies part, if you want to make strategies or if you want to learn about it, you can, for example, I'm doing a trend following. So if you want to do enter into the trend following, then you can read about the books. There is a guy, Robert Kramer. He has a book on trend following system trading. Then there is a book called Pivot Boss is there, and there is also one book, Logical Trader. So these books can help you in creating strategies for trend following. For straddles and strangles, maybe Nishit can answer.
Okay.
Yes, can you please repeat your question once? I'm sorry, I missed some part of it.
Okay, so basically, I just normally do naked buying of options. Doesn't matter if it's whatever things are there, and sometimes I do futures.
Buying or selling?
Buying, not selling.
Okay.
Because I started with the initial capital of like only 50K, and then I lost
Okay.
many of them. So the basic capital that I have right now, I do only option buyings. But there are things where I have seen that you buy a specific type of futures, you hedge the positions, or you do something like of that particular strategy of option and futures, or even option like a CEP, and make a strategy like that. So the risk or the loss that you get there is very specified in the minimum, and the profit that you can actually achieve from that is like a good one. So I want to know about these strategies in this system, that how can you you can earn more from that, having a
Yeah.
making a minimum risk.
You're talking of only buying, right? Even if in a
Yes,
combination of
only buying.
only buying, right? So, if you sort of watch the IF2F video of Kiruba, or even he would have even tweeted about it, right? So there is a strategy where, he kind of says that whenever the market opens, right, you note down the 920 straddle price, the ATM straddle price, and whichever option increases by 20%, you go and buy that option, right? So you're not actually buying call and put at the same time. That is something which is not advisable in a normal market scenario. In exceptional scenario, in long wall kind of scenario, in the event kind of scenario, that may work. But otherwise, you should not try to sort of devise a buying strategy which has a combination of call and put in an open position at the same time. 70% of the times, you would not be making enough money, right? But if you want to arrive at a quant-based decision making for buying of options is concerned, Kiruba strategy is something that I liked, right? That is the first part. Second part to the answer is that, see, if in option buying, right, you are making a loss. Okay. So there are multiple reasons why one could make a loss in option buying. Now, it is very important to go back to the basics and understand. Option buying has a hit rate or a probability of anywhere between 33% to 47%, right? All option buying strategies that if you backtest it, it may come out with a hit rate or a probability of 33% to 47%, right? The probability is not going to be more than that. Coming to the very basics, in just buying a share or a future, the probability is 50%. And in option buying, you put in the decay factor also, right? So the probability that you will come out will be slightly lower only, right? Now, if you ask me if you can make money in option buying, the answer is very much a yes. You can make money in option buying. But when you know that your risk to your hit rate is, say, for example, 40%, right? So into 2.5 is to 1 kind of a risk reward, you break even, right? So you have to understand, just like what Vaibhav said, he is very good at riding the trends. You will have to develop that kind of mindset and psychology where you can achieve a risk to reward ratio of close to 1 is to 4, right? 1 is to 4 is extremely ambitious, but that is somewhere where you need to sort of place your ball to, be really successful in option buying, right? There are some very good traders on Twitter, the logical trader Arjun Bhatia, who do trend following with option buying, right? So if you see, their risk to reward ratios are extremely good. When they make huge money, but they make only 4 to 5 days in a month, right? Such kind of big money. Other days are either small loss or small profit. So you need to sort of develop that kind of mindset, that kind of practice, that kind of execution. But the only way to make money in option buying is to have a very skewed risk to reward ratio. It is very much possible. There are people who make money in option buying, and I have a firm belief that money can be made in option buying. But then your risk to reward ratio has to be mathematically sustainable. Only then you can, make money on a consistent basis in option buying, right? If somebody has made money with a bad risk reward ratio, I would call it a pure luck and nothing else.
I had a great luck, and initially that I made a lot of money, but then I lost all the money in a single day. Okay,
Yeah, it doesn't surprise, right? Because see, if you go to a casino, right? If you go to a casino and you play on a roulette table, you play just the red black, right? So your red and black is a 50% probability. What the casino pays you is 1 is to 1 on that, right? So in that case, even if you play for the entire night, the best case you will get up at break even. But then the casino deploys its edge with a green color, which is 0, right? So in this particular case, you are never going to make money. You might make money in the first 5 instances, but if you do it over a larger sample set, which is a sample set of 40 plus, right, which is considered statistically as a good sample size, in that case, you are never going to be profitable because the mathematics are not in your favor. Forget about your luck, forget about your talent, skill, everything else, right? The casino is, working on a probability which is better than 1 is to 2, and you are working on a probability which is worse than 1 is to 2. So you are never going to make money. The casino is paying you based on 1 is to 1. So mathematically, you are never going to make money on a red black on a roulette table. It is not going to be possible. If you are lucky, first 5 instances, yes. But tell me somebody who has played the entire night on a red black and has come out being profitable. It will be extremely challenging, right?
True. Okay, I just had to last one more thing. As I'm not I don't have much experience in the market. There is a thing about like stop losses, like the SL1. Sometimes the market hit the stop loss whenever I don't put it, so it rebounds it very correctly. So there is no specific percentage that I can put a stop loss. So what's your take on that thing? Like if we should put stop loss have this thing in our mind only.
See, your stop loss can be devised in multiple ways, right? Your stop loss can be devised at the support or resistance, right? Where you know that this is confirm a trend changer level, right? Your stop loss can be placed based on the max loss that you want to make per day, right? Your stop loss can be based on the combination of both of these things, right? Or your stop loss can be based on a fixed percentage of the stock price or of the option price, right? So these are the four ways to, these are mutually exclusive ways to devise your stop loss, right? The way I prefer to do is I don't prefer to put a stop loss based on, a fixed percentage or a fixed, this thing, right? So how do you manage this situation? The way to manage this situation is that, for example, on a particular day, your stop loss is coming at 100 points, right? And that 100 points accounts to 1% of your capital, right? And you are willing to take a risk of 1% of your capital on every day basis, right? So in that case, you put your stop loss at 100 point and take whatever number of lots or quantity of shares that you want to buy. But on the next day, if as per chart, as per your method, your trend changing level is stop loss is coming at 200 points, but that will lead to 2% loss on your capital. So on the next day, you reduce the position size to half and still take that trade and still keep the stop loss which is that far. So that without risking any additional money, you are still in the trade and your stop losses are not taken away just for the sake of it, right? Whenever your stop loss goes, the important aspect about stop loss, which I've learned, which took me a lot of long time to learn, is that whenever your stop loss goes, you should not feel that yaar ab ye ghum gaya to. It has to be so deep and a level where you are satisfied कि अच्छा हुआ ये कट गया, right? Now, how does that balance out with your risk management on your capital is where the real game is. That's where your position sizing comes into the picture. So what I prefer to do is I don't like to place small stop losses on any of my strategies. I like to keep it deep, but I will ensure that I don't risk more than X percentage of my capital on a daily basis. So that gives me a comfort that okay, stop loss gaya matlab ye trend reversal tha ya whatever, matlab that my bet has gone off, right? So hence the stop loss is gone, so I'm satisfied when my stop loss is gone. At the same time, so it is that far, and at the same time my position sizing is so conservative that I don't risk a lot on my capital. So the answer, the real answer of devising stop loss is this. Somebody may say put 1% stop loss, somebody may say 2%, somebody will say 100 points on Bank Nifty, somebody will say 500 points on Bank Nifty. There is no right answer over there. The right answer lies in the fact that your method, your trend following method, or your option selling method, your option buying method, you know that if this level is breached, then this is a confirm my bet has gone wrong. Whether it was a directional bet or non-directional bet, it is confirmed that the bet has gone wrong. So that's where I will exit. I will not exit before that. And if that level is too far for that particular day, then you reduce the position size.
Okay, sure. That's great to hear. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, we'll take the next question. Singh Saab, you can ask your question. हेलो
ये क्वेश्चन ये जस्ट मैं तो ये बार बार डिस्कनेक्ट हो रहा था इसलिए ये रिक्वेस्ट डाली
ओके ठीक है सो there is one request from I think business of making money, but I'm not able to accept it, and whenever I'm accepting it, it is saying that he cannot speak, so I'm not sure. Hi, I trade business. Do you have anything to discuss or any question from your side?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
I
hear.
know I don't have a question. I just wanted to share just a few thoughts about two
Yeah, sure.
questions. I think the first question one Mr. Some RKS was I think he's left the meet, and if I'm not wrong, he's doing option selling. He's selling put about 2,000 points,
Yeah,
1,000 points away,
yeah. He was.
and selling call about 2,000 points above the strike price, right?
Yeah.
uh, he's not here, but just it's just my thought. I may be wrong. I think it'll be best if somebody else is doing that. It is the ideal thing would be to do it the other way around, because मार्केट जब गिरता है तो अपने सामने नहीं गिरता है, पर जब ऊपर जाता है तो अपने सामने ऊपर जाता है. Is the basic rule which I know. So it's
Yeah,
always easy to manage a far away put than a closer put which is being sold. Also,
yeah,
the
yeah.
speaker before me, I think he had some question about risk management, which Nishid answered very nicely. Just to add on that, um, I have devised. It's a very simple risk management sheet. If he wants, he can just go to the profile. It's a pinned. I've pinned that tweet. It's very simple. It's based on reducing capital basis on every trade. Probably it will be helpful for everyone. So especially for the newbies who are here, I think it's very important that you 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 first finalize on your strategy, and then follow that as per the risk management, whatever you want to keep, whatever stop loss you want to keep. So it's a very simple ready to use sheet which I have posted on my timeline. You just have to fill up your capital, define what risk you want per trade, and choose the stocks which you want to, or the index, and then the sheet will tell you how much lot you have to buy, and when you have to get out. So just wanted to share that information with everyone. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, we can take more questions. Yeah, experimental trader, please.
Okay, yeah, hi. My name is Vivek. I am
Hi,
new to the
Vivek.
market. So
Okay.
actually, I follow this Vaibhav on Twitter, and he has been kind to answer a lot of my queries in the tweets. So I got kicked out 15 times. There were some technical issues from Twitter in these particular spaces. So I don't know whether it has been covered. But my question is that I do a stop and reverse system similar to, not similar, but I think Vaibhav is also doing the same thing on Nifty.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I see that Vaibhav sometimes when he posts a screenshot, sometimes he hedges his future with an option, and
Yeah.
sometimes he doesn't. So actually, what I do is a stop and reverse at 30-minute time frame. So whatever
Mm-hmm.
risk I'm taking, even if there is a gap down against my position, within 30 minutes it recovers, and I'm trading like 1 lot per 3 lakh rupees. So
Mm-hmm.
my question is that instead of long and short futures, if I were to short a put or a call, in that case I understand that my profits will be capped, but
Yeah.
whether my risk will be minimized, because as it is, the indices seem to be mean reverting. So my question is based on the experience of the seasoned traders. And I see one gentleman with the last name Saluja. I also follow his tweets. I mean, he is quite consistent, and he seems to be there in the market for a lot of years. So, I tried everything. I tried technical analysis. I tried news. In last 2 years, I'm break even. I haven't suffered losses, but I'm break even. And
Mm-hmm.
I know the simple thing like, selling straddles every day, you are going to be net positive end of the year. But now I want to
Mm-hmm.
up my game, and to up my game, I would like to get some pulse of wisdom from the people who have graduated from a newbie or a part-time trader to a full-time trader over the last 3 years. So something related to my gap up, gap down, that advice I would highly appreciate. Thank you. Thank you.
See, Vivek, I got your point, and I think you posted one question, and Pranav answered that. So yeah, he was correct in that. See, if you are selling options instead of futures, I believe if there is a huge gap down against your position, then even if the delta of the option will not be one as futures, but the IVs will spike, and you have to, there will be a panic in the market, and when you will exit from that, you may have to pay a higher price. So if you are a trend follower, then I believe there is no point in trading option selling and in a SAR based system, and you should focus on either futures or option buying. So if you are really fearful about a gap down or a gap up against your position, I would suggest that you can back test your futures data, and you can deploy monthly options on that. So there may be some results will not match. There will be some differences, but it will give you a peace of mind that even if the market is gapping down, a big gap down comes there, so you will not lose more than the intrinsic value, and so you will only lose the maximum options price which you have paid. So maybe you can do that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, because yeah, it can happen if you see the, like, I remember that I was reading somewhere. So in the dot com bubble, market once gapped up by 10%, and there was one instance when the market gapped 7.9% during the 2008. So yes, it will happen that there you will lose a large amount of capital in that day. And talking about your break even point, if you are able to do break even from the last 2 years, then I believe that profitable days are not far ahead. And if you are able to survive 2 years of break even, and you're still working hard and putting the passion of doing trading, you will definitely make it in another couple of years. So that's what I have, what I believe and what I have experienced. And if you are really doing a system trading with a back tested system in a SAR based strategy, then definitely if you are following each and every rule, you will make money. And one question you asked about hedging, yeah, so I hedge sometimes. So my point of hedging is only when I'm doing a positional system. So if I am in a good profits of, for example, 500 plus points, I am in a profit of Nifty futures, either on a short side or on a long side, then I will hedge it with the weekly options, just to ensure there is no overnight gap up against gap up or gap down against my position, and I will cut it in the morning itself. I will cut the hedge as soon as the market opens. So I do that, yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Um, yeah, but it's again individual choice. You will find that there are traders, big traders on Twitter, that they don't hedge, and they go, like, they keep on trading without hedge as well. So
What I'm doing is, per 3 lakh, I'm using one lot of future. For Nifty, I'm doing 2 lots, and for Bank Nifty, I'm doing 1 lot. And
mhm.
as an experimental basis, I'm trading 1 lot on an intraday basis. I see, screenshots by this gentleman. I think he's a pro, Mr. Taluja from Arc Capital. I also see from Bhavu Bank Nifty. So I'm trying to learn price action. I'm doing that on an intraday basis only with a single lot on Bank Nifty for the learning purpose. So
Okay.
I feel that, it's very difficult to trade against the pros and make something, but I'm still going to trade with a single lot and see how much I evolve over the next 6 months. But this futures systematic backtesting stop and reverse has been going on well. I have made money, and now there was some drawdown. From December end, I made good money on Nifty. So that is going on well. My only wish, or I could say, it could be wishful thinking, is how to master the price action so that without taking the positional risk, I could be like this Arc Capital gentleman 5-10 years down the line, or the Bhav Bank Nifty. And there are many other traders who are doing purely intraday. They don't take any risk. They, yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say. Thank you for your insights. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you will eventually learn. The my point is that if you really want to do intraday as well, just backtest your data, and if you have backtest the system, you just deploy it and go start with a small capital, and it will like it. Even I am also in a journey of I am also not a a big trader, so I am also in a journey of growing each and every day, and we all are growing together. So you can just the best thing that in a system trading is that if you know the back tested data, you have to go with the system and deploy it. So if for intraday, I'm not sure about the trend following because I haven't back tested it, and I am doing the positional for most of the part. Yeah, so definitely there is always a risk of things going against us in the positional, but there will be instances that when it will be in your favor as well. So it's all if you backtest the data, you will find that it will be 60%. The market will be in your favor, 60 to 70%, and there will be only 30% chances when market will be against your position if you are a trend follower.
Thank you. Thank you. I would like to leave the space for other queries from other people. Thank you. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. Okay. Okay, so we can take more questions. If anyone has question, they can send us a request. So this space is more for newbies and the beginners who are beginning in the market. So based on our experience, Nishid, and my experience, we are just like sharing some stuff, the mistakes which we did, and what other people can avoid. So now with the Twitter and there are so many free stuff available, it's possible to become a profitable trader without going to any workshop. You can be a profitable trader in by working hard in a couple of years. So we had we faced losses in the beginning, and that's the journey, that's the tuition fees we have to pay the market. So you don't need to pay any fees to any workshop, and you can learn yourself. And so we are here, like we are ready and happy to help. So if anyone has any questions, we can take more questions.
Yeah.
And if there are no more questions, then I think
If,
Nishid.
if there are no more questions, I have one last question. When
Yeah.
when when the market structure was really great, I used to buy the Nifty 500 stocks delivery days in cash, and I used to follow the train my friends. There's a Twitter handle with the JC Livermore picture. So I used to
Mm-hmm.
follow his DC50 and Super Trend stop loss setup. And when the
Mm-hmm.
market was great, I used to buy stocks randomly, which is passing the criteria, like 30,000 per stock. I had allocated some 3 lakh rupees for that particular thing. It was
Mm-hmm.
working great so far. And that has been the reason I would say I'm break even because I earned a lot from swing trading. But the
Okay.
thing in the recent few weeks that hasn't been working for me. And I think it is due to the market structure, the Nifty 500 index. So I don't know whether I should keep on doing or I should wait for the structures to improve and higher high and then get back to the swing trading.
The simple thing is that when the markets, the structure changes, many of the things may not work at that particular time. But if you are a trader who is, system based trader, then you have to take each and every trade, and even if it doesn't work in your favor. If I talk about the cash discretionary trading, I'm doing the cash stock, so it was working perfectly beautifully in the last couple of years, but it has stopped working now. But I'm still doing trades. I'm taking trades. I'm taking losses. I'm exiting at break evens, and I'm making losses. So that's the part. It's not possible to make profits every time, and there are market structure will always keep on changing, and there will be some of the strategies that will be working, that will work at particular time, and there will be some other strategies that will work at another time. So if you are a following trend following kind of stuff, and it was working in the past, I believe it will definitely work in the future if you have a backtested data, and you should keep on taking each and every trade, and you should not, drop a system just because it is not working right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So, if there
We
are
are
more,
we keep on saying that this is only for the newbies, but since a lot of questions are already done and gone, so I would also like to sort of invite or welcome questions which may not be categorically categorically based on new traders or budding traders, and even if you have slightly advanced level questions also, then we should be more than welcome to sort of answer those questions as well, because we have
yeah,
some an hour of our planned time, and let us utilize it to the best of everyone's interest.
yeah. So if I see there are many pro traders have joined, so maybe if they have any questions or if they want to share something, they can be our guest.
So I think Mr. Ankit Garg has joined.
Yes, any questions? More than happy to take them up. Okay, then I would like to ask a question for to the audience, right? And anybody can volunteer to answer it. Am I audible? Can anyone confirm whether I'm audible?
Yeah, Nishid, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Yes, yes. So, like I would like to ask to this group of audience that, what has been the impact of webinars, workshops on the trading community at large, right? I am not asking for opinions whether what is right and what is wrong. Though we have already seen a lot of debate on almost everyday spaces that we see. What I would like is I would like to ask the general audience, right? The traders, the aspirers, that what has been the impact of webinars or workshops in their trading journey, without being opinionated on any trader or trainer or the concept. I just want to understand the experiences. So Vaibhav, let us start with you. Have you done workshops, webinars? Have you attended, and what has been its impact?
Yeah, so Nishid, I started when I started trading. So I attended one webinar. So that is from my relative only. So maybe you guys know there is a Twitter handle by Options Next Name. So he is my maternal uncle. So I attended his webinar, and I was a completely newbie at that time, and it is a it was free for me, so I attended it, and it was helpful for me, just learning about trend following. That we just so that one thing which I took from it, that you need to write the winners and you need to cut the losers, and that gave me a psychological help right from the beginning, and I was ready from the beginning itself that I have to write the winners and cut the loser. Although I faced in actually in when we started doing trading, uh, we actually very easier said than done, that it's very easy to say that we should ride winners and cut losers, but it's not easy. It's not easy at all, especially if someone is a newbie and if someone is doing a discretionary trading. it's not easy, because the win rates of the system are usually less than 50%, around 40-35%. And uh, as a human being, we are tuned to make, like, we are tuned to be a winner. We are tuned that we should always win. So that kind of mindset was developed by that training. And then I, starting reading books. So that was helpful in those stuff. And the best thing is that it was free for me. Then the second webinar I tell you about, that I attended a workshop by, renowned person on the Twitter. It's Madan Kumar. And that helped me to start trading, doing system trading. So before that, I was completely unaware of the system trading, and I was a discretionary trader. I didn't know a single word about system trading. So yes, definitely that helped me in going into the back tested, doing the stuff of back testing, deploying a system, uh, making an algo, and all those kind of stuff which a system trader do. So especially the money management and part, that was, eye opener for me. Before that, I was not that much good. I was good in risk management of taking 1% stop loss, but I was not good in allocating my money among different strategies and diversification. So how much capital one should, deploy per lot, and those kind of stuff really helped me in that workshop. So yeah, it was overall a very good experience for me. But again, my thoughts are same, that it's not necessary, and it's not necessary at all to attend any webinar. Everyone can, if someone is willing to put efforts on their own, he or she can definitely become a successful trader without doing any workshop. And there are many people, there you will find many people are there who are successful traders right now, in Twitter circle, without any webinars.
Yeah. Great. So I will share my experience, right? So, in spite of my father being a full-time trader, right, I did not, try my hand at trading or even investing for that matter till the age of 21, right? At the age of 21, before taking my first trade, also, my father enrolled me in one workshop, right? The workshop was primarily based on Darvas box theory, right? It was a trend following system. And and I was 21 years of age, right? So the workshop was, spent 1.5 days only on discipline, psychology, and risk, right? And it just hammered for full 1.5 days the importance of rule-based trading, the importance of system trading, right? So when such a thing gets inscribed within you at a very early age, right, it is very difficult to move away from it, right, until proven otherwise, right? So that was actually a stepping stone for me, right? After that, that was at the age of 21, right, somewhere around 2010, 11, right? Now, if I see, after becoming full-time trader, I attend a lot of webinars. I attend at least 1 to 2 webinars every month or every 2 months, right? Uh, my experience is I do not trade any strategies that are taught in the webinar. I attend the webinar to just get cues and ideas. Sometimes I get idea of exits. Sometimes I get ideas of position size. Sometimes I get ideas on risk. Sometimes I get idea on stop loss. Right. Sometimes I learn a new indicator just for the sake of enhancing the knowledge. Right. I hardly use indicators, but that is how I still like to sort of keep learning and keep upgrading. Right. So, these webinars, these Twitter posts, this, following people like Kiruba and, learning from their tweets, you get some cues which will help you harness and better your own strategy, right? So I have been trading the same strategy for the past year and a half. But, I'm taking cues from different sources. You just keep on improving on that base strategy, which I also discussed, in my initial discussion, where I said that it is very important to sort of keep improving your base strategy, right? So that's what my experience has been. At the same time, so I would give a verdict saying that okay, for me, my experience has been that it has been useful for me. But at the same time, I absolutely do not believe or agree on the fact that by attending a webinar or by trading a stock market strategy, you can become a full-time trader. It is never going to happen, right? By attending one webinar, by buying one strategy, you can start trading that strategy if it is thoroughly back tested, right? But after that, what you have to do is you have to figure out whether that strategy suits your personality or not, right? How is the risk in that strategy, right? How does it suit different market structures, right? Are there phases of long drawdowns, not big drawdowns, but long drawdowns, like 2 months, 3 months? How can you avoid those or reduce those? What are the permutation combination? What are the trial and error that you can do on those strategies? So you can always take a base idea from somewhere, but it is extremely important till the time you don't go to the depth of it. मतलब कहते हैं ना कि उसमें जब तक PhD नहीं कर लेते हो बिल्कुल डीप में घुस के, तब तक it is not going to reap you the results which will satisfy you or which will put bread on your table on a consistent basis, right? So my experience is like this, though I have benefited from all these webinars, but it is not the webinars that make you full-time traders. You use these webinars to get ideas and cues. After that, till the time you don't put in 6 to 8 hours after the market, till the time you don't put in 2 to 3 years of effort and burn 2, 3, 5 lakh rupees, experimenting stuff, it is very difficult to transform yourself into a consistent, profitable trader, right? So, bearing all these in mind, you should choose what workshops, webinars you should attend, and whether you should even attend or not, right? I would be happy to take questions, or I would like to hear experiences of the audience also.
I have one last question, if I may.
Yeah, sure.
Very here again. Actually, I attended a couple of paid webinars. One was for option buying, and another one was for the systematic straddles and triangle selling. So,
Okay.
my purpose, I'm not here to win the bread and butter. My career is as it is going on well. So, this is, I can say, like an added skill that I would like to learn to prepare a second source of income, or something that may, if I become good at it, it may give me financial freedom down the line. But my question is, whatever uh, is available in the public domain free of cost, that is good enough to do what an average trader, a profit making average trader can do. So there is no need, whatever I paid for the subscription of the webinars, I feel that, with some experience, if you go through the freely available content, you can still do the same thing. But my question is, I feel and I strongly believe in this. If I were to subscribe to the quants, who provide the trading systems like Festival Capital or Cora Reddy, I'm sure I'm going to make good money if I subscribe to these quants. But that would defeat the purpose that I want to learn this new skill. So what are the chances? I mean, as a new trader, if 5 years down the line, if I want to learn the skill, am I better off trading one lot and learning things, experiencing things, or because that is my because my wife also tells me, if you are just making mediocre returns, why don't you subscribe to the professionals who are quants and who know the game? But the thing is, if I do that, I may make money, but that will not fulfill my passion of learning this skill. So
Yeah,
that's
so actually, I can answer your question. It actually depends what you want from the market. For example, if I am also doing a part-time trading and I am an engineer, so yeah, I have a passion. See, I have a passion to make returns, to learn from the market. Obviously, if we are new, then if we talk about any system, what you said about Decibel Capital, I think Ankit is here. So even if they are making more money than you, but it boils down what you want from the market. I am okay with 20% return even if someone is making 40% return, because I want to do it on my own, right? and eventually once your capital grows, for example, if your capital grows to say 10 or 20 crores, then you will start thinking about diversification. So if I grow my capital to 10 cr, then I may think, yeah, if there is another system in the market, say Decibel Capital or Kinetic or anything, and if it is making a good return, and if it is going a less drawdown, I will put my some part of money to diversify there, to reduce my drawdown, and to put some capital there. But it depends on your own goals. If you want to learn from the market, if you want to make it's your passion, then you should do it yourself. And if you are if you don't want to give time to the market and focus on your job, then obviously they are professionals providing the services, and you should definitely opt those services.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so I think someone raised the hand. Rakibul Sheikh, do you have any question? You can send the request. Yeah, Rakibul, I have invited you to speak. Please ask your question. uh, Anyone having any questions or any views they would like to share? Nishit, do you want to add something?
No, I think we've covered what we intended to from this particular space. And I think if everybody has liked it, would request everyone to please share their feedback on Twitter, so that we would know that, and also share the subjects on which they would like to have the next space on, right? Some recommendation on the subject, so that we can be helpful in future too, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we could invite more seasoned traders also, so that the learning for the people doesn't become repetitive, and they also get new flavors into hearing from the more traders, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So so
I think we can get a feedback. There are Soham is here, Ankit is here, and Jace is here. So these
yeah,
guys, they can send us their feedback that how we can improve further. Pranav was there, then I think Spandan was there,
yes,
and Gaurav was there. So yeah, these guys can help us. And apart from that, I think there is one more request from Spartan Trader. Hi, Spartan Trader, you can ask your question.
Hi, Vaibhav. Thanks for
Yeah.
contribution. And I just wanted to ask, like you said, you back tested with using Python. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so you used 1 minute data or tick by tick data? And did it?
I started. I used 1 minute data, and because when I bought the data, I was not aware that there can be a difference in tick by tick data and 1 minute data, and I came to know later on Twitter itself from one of the guy that it's always better to use tick data. But I backtested with 1 minute data, and I am still deploying it. But if you want to deploy a strategy, then I would suggest, if you want to do the backtest, it's always good to backtest with the tick by tick data.
Okay. And one more question. Did you use any like different packages for backtesting, or you just wrote your own
No, no,
Python
no,
function?
no. I wrote my own Python function. I so This is very common question. It came in my mind as well, that there are some others. I think Backtrader kind. There is one package name as Backtrader, which is there, and people use it. So if you are good in coding, or if you can code, or even if you put some of the effort, then I think there is no need to use any packages, and you can do coding in the raw Python. It will be difficult in the beginning, but once the framework is ready, it will help you in the long run. So I
Okay.
use raw Python. And I believe, see, these kind of stuff like Straddle, 920 Straddle, these are very easy to code. These are very easy to code. But if you are making a code of structure fractals or kind of those stuff, then yes, it will take time, and it took time for me. Even still, I'm improvising it because I'm not a good coder. But yeah, I did myself
Okay.
along with the help of my wife.
Thanks, Vaibhav. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so request everyone to please one share feedback and two also share recommendation on the kind of subjects that you would like to have the next space session on, right? And at the same time, me and Vaibhav will work together on, inviting more speakers in terms of sharing their experiences, right?
Okay, so I think if there are no more questions, we can end this space.
Yes, 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 we should.
Okay, thanks all,
Thank you
for
everyone
joining
for your
and
time.
giving us time. It was great, and like it was a great experience for me. I have been like I am very bad public speaker. I haven't. I am like my communication skills are also not good, but I felt pretty good today, communicating with many people here and speaking in this forum. So it was a learning experience for me, and I am also learning day by day, and I hope to improve in future. If there was any inconveniences due to Twitter Spaces, then we are really sorry for that, and hope you guys have inquisitive session. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for your time, and please feel free to reach out to us over DM for any further follow up doubts or questions that anyone may have. Thank you so much.